If it's your first time tuning in, I'll give you a brief. Oh, there it is. It had to reconnect. Talents. I also create a lot of things. For instance, outside of books, I create journals. Just finished creating my wealth. Well, I didn't just finish. Created it this year, but I received my Wealth Grimoire that I created uh, 2 days ago from Amazon. It's already posted on my Amazon influencer page. I just received, it's posted up on my Amazon with a happy dance last night, my first bag that I created. Unique. That's what you are. Stilettos. Okay. Okay. Those are the kind of songs went through my head. I'm going to play you a message by one of my Sherpas. And then I'm going to have you come with me on a fantastic voyage.
Your soul came here for a purpose. If you do not fulfill that purpose will not be fulfilled. And then you'll just get to do it all over again. Yet you'll be in another life, another body, another set, or another configuration that you set up with the divine, so that you can do what then is called for in that moment. If you were supposed to be a Bach or a Beethoven or a Janet Jackson or a Beyonce or a Michael Jackson or a Maya Angelou or a Nelson Mandela or a Gandhi, if you were supposed to be a Mother Teresa, if you were supposed to be this and didn't, what would our world be like without Nelson Mandela? What would our world be like without Mother Teresa? I don't want to know that world.
My journey, when I started asking the question of purpose, working 60 hours at the job, running a bed and breakfast on the side, hustling on the weekend, bartending. Purpose. I've got several of her books. This one's no longer on Amazon. I had to start from scratch. Excuse me, y'all. Are you wearing one of those? You wearing one of those?
What?
For the photo shoot. One of the shirts, darling?
You tell me.
Yes, go ahead and change it to one, and I'm gonna continue live. I'll leave the door cracked, and when you finish, you can have a seat over here.
Where do I need to check?
The bathroom, you pass the bathroom coming in, it'll be on your,
I'll find it.
okay. Pardon me, y'all. I'm at the Libby, and I'm about to do a photo shoot for somebody. I'm multi-talented. I don't know if I held this book up or not. I'll answer the door. Okay, so when I first began my journey, I actually had for my bed and breakfast, right before the COVID hit, I had built a deck and beautiful deck. Orlando Jones had worked on it. He does marvelous work as a contractor. And I was getting things together in my backyard because I had my marriage officiant license, and I like looking at backyard weddings, and so I said I wouldn't mind doing some. I had just filmed from Abdul to come take the pictures, and he did a marvelous job as far as pictures go. I've used him quite a bit when I had the bed and breakfast, actually, for all my pictures. And then right when everything was ready, COVID hit. I had it set up. I had the projector. I had the 60-inch screen. I had him put nails in the storage area so you could look and have maybe movie night if a family came by, because I didn't just rent out rooms. Sometimes I rented out the entire house. COVID hit and people stopped doing things, I said, okay, Lord, I need to get into some other things then. So I was working, I paid it off while I was working at the car insurance company. I was paying for all this to be done. And then I had some questions, and so I started listening to Selkis Ray at theuglygirls.com because I had been going through some issues as far as with individuals in the dating world, I should say. And so I said, well, I do have a lot to say, and I had been writing a book my first book was Love Funk. And then I put a lot of love into that. It was published by Arthur House. And then I went ahead and I published the book. It took me 9 years. From 2009, I finished the book in 2019. I published Supreme Reign Love Redefined. These let me see. Dun, 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 dun. Interesting. I must have. That's all right. That's okay. So this was the book I published in 2019. It has a part 1 and a part, here it is. It's part 1 and a part 2. Beautiful artwork. I'm making some intrinsic moves right now. And the young lady who did the artwork for my book, she ended up passing shortly after. Her and Abdul also did a morale down for the Indiana Arts Council. When I say phenomenal at artwork, they are phenomenal at artwork. And they ended up taking it down after a while because he was not she was, but he was not a person of African American descent. So they ended up taking the morale down. I do have pictures. I kept those pictures, but she's passed and she did the artwork for it. And I kept the artwork when I got a CD on that. CD on the internet right now, but through DistroKid. You can find it on YouTube and it's streaming everywhere. So if you want to check that out, I did a phenomenal job on the CD, but it's not quite what today's music world is into. When I did have my book republished, King said, go back. He said, most poetry books are not J.L. King, who was the new publisher for this book. And I'm going to talk about him in a minute. He said, go back and narrow the book down to be less pages. We want to make it 1 book instead of 2 books to be able to go ahead and promote it better. So this book is 173 pages. It talks about everything from relationships, the roller coaster of the ups and downs of dating, things of that nature, self-love, and getting past some things. It talks about you have to make some bold moves. Okay, so I had that republished by him in 2021. I met him through Joyce Licorice when I was talking with Arthur House. They had asked me if I wanted to be on the New York Times bestsellers list. Of course I do. Not the list, but the in it as far as promoting. And I had some questions because I'm an unknown author. And so I contacted Joyce, and Joyce said, well, I've never been on the New York Times bestsellers list. She says, but I know who has, and she introduced me to J.L. King, who is on the New York Times bestsellers list. So I did go ahead. I played that clip because if you're not living your destiny, you need to be doing everything you should to be living your destiny. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of a rundown of him. I have read one of his books before I even met him or knew who he was or was introduced to him. His very first book was on the down low. I did talk to him because I do want a signed autograph copy, of course, from him. Let's see. All right. So J.L. King, I had sent him over his bio earlier to see if he wanted to change anything on it. He's with his grandson right now, enjoying the New Year's. He's a New York Times bestselling author, publisher, and HIV STD activist. Subjects of his work include the nature of human behavior, effects of health issues on minorities, and sexual orientation and its impact on schools. King's first book, On the Down Low, A Journey into the Lives of Straight Black Men Who Sleep with Men, appeared on the New York Times bestseller list for more than 30 consecutive weeks. His works appeared in Essence bestseller of Coming Up from the Down Low, philanthropist, publisher, and producer. Let's see here. He retires December 31st of this year. His focus is on increasing the influence of minority writers. He has several national and international publications, including Newsweek, Times Magazine, The Washington Post, and the Chicago Tribune. He has appeared as a special guest on many television shows, including The Oprah Winfrey Show, Inside Edition, and CNN. King has been listed in Ebony's Magazine's 50 Most Intriguing Blacks and honored as NAACP Image Award nominee for Outstanding Literary Work. In 2006, King produced the DL Exposed, an award-winning documentary that was broadcast on Black Entertainment Television, BET. The documentary was the #1 watched program on BET that year. December's must-reads top books to close out the year with a bang. Unraveling a Secret Abroad, The Missing Goliath, Where History Collides with Present Dangers, his book includes his books. In 2004, On the Down Low, 2004, Coming Up from the Down Low, The Journey to Acceptance, Healing, and Honest Love. 2007, Jane Presents, and y'all know I love saying, in Cairo. CPT Time, Why Some People Are Always Late. 2008, Love on a Two-Way Street. 2014, Full Circle, Loving, Living Life After the Down Low. Sexual Orientation and Its Impact on Schools, a guide for middle and high school educators. That was done with J.L. King and Shed Jackson. And then Teddy Bear, Stolen Innocence was a book by him, Dave Johnson, and J.L. Whitehead. Be sure to check out his work. Phenomenal trailblazing author and a wonderful person. I am appreciative of him working with me as an inspiring author, building my fan base. We've kept in touch and we have talked over the years. He's phenomenal. He worked with me in regards to, he's going to be endorsing before he retires. I asked him to endorse several of my books. So the books that I chose for him to endorse, of course, The Block is Scorching Hot, honey. Indeed it is. If you hadn't had a chance to peek in here yet, I have quotes by Sherpas that I have followed over the years. And then also, if you're into social network marketing, I've already started writing in this book. It's an event organizer. So that's one of the ones I want him to endorse. I found that at poetry events, a lot of times we do videos and things of that nature, and we don't really know who the person is on stage to say their name once, and it's not all in one place. And I really do like event organization. The second book I asked him to endorse, excuse me, I've been writing in my copy. Since this is going to be a series and I'm already working on book 2 and 3, I figured if he endorses the first one, then the rest of them should be okay. As far as getting them to market when I hopefully go on the road. The third book I asked him to endorse, although I've changed the cover since then, this is my personal copy. It's custom made. I had it custom made through Canva, because I didn't personally need all those journal pages. I've already studied the Orishas. So after I had, and then the third one is the Codependent Silence No More um, book in regards to relationships, which is actually a collab I did by listening to Selkis, Sinji, and Ralph Smart. I said, all this needs to be in one book. And then I didn't want the book to be that long. I wanted to be straight and to the point. It didn't need to have all that extra stuff in it. So the book is very short, direct, and to the point. Okay, it's already got its first review on it. And then I got a review on it last month. It's on my Amazon page. So he will be endorsing those. Now, we had a set amount set for the endorsement, but the same day my Wealth Grimoire I created arrived, the place where I was doing my externship decided to let me go. And that is fine because I accomplished what I was supposed to there. Now, I do realize that I live in a world of illusions and that I have to make moves happen, especially being a dark-skinned, plump black girl living in the United States. So I didn't go to the place of business. I don't know if you remember the first video I did where I said I had looked down the street. I didn't know it was there. I didn't know what it was about. There was some things I wanted to do there. I thought there was some things I could approve. I thought they could utilize my services. Well, she thought the best thing for me was to be hired. She didn't want photography services or anything else like that. She wanted an employee. All right, fine. I said, well, to myself, well, I do not have any experience in retail. I don't have any experience in lingerie, only wearing it. And this would be a good opportunity for me to get inside and take a look exactly at what goes on in this type of establishment. Because I've mainly worked in the medical field and the insurance field, and or as a waitress serving others or bartending, and then again the bed and breakfast. So I'm stepping outside my comfort zone to learn things and do other things. So I didn't walk in the door saying, "Hey, lady, I just got finished writing my first grant proposal book." I didn't do that, and that I'm here to see what I can learn. That does have pictures in it of the lingerie, by the way, that I have started. No, I came in humble to learn to see what information I could get. Also, some of the places that I applied for 7 grants this year. Now, I haven't got a yes on any of them, but the purpose is the ball is rolling until I knock on the door and the door opens. That's the whole purpose and point. Some of the proposals that I applied for asked me if I had, how long I had been working, maybe like in the lingerie business, or they wanted videos of me at establishments. I've accomplished that. I set a goal. I went for it. I accomplished it. Most externships last about 3 months on average. I was there end of August, so September, October, November. I was there 4 months. That's fine. And I got to put in some poems, and most of my fan base on the naughty sites like OnlyFans and things of that nature, they love poems. Sometimes I take my poems from there and I put them on the other pages, or I put them in the book, or I do my cock ratings with them, whatever. So yes, it was quite an experience. It was enjoyable, except a few times, she wrote me up for frivolous stuff. I'm good with that, and I'm ready for my next adventure. Yes, indeed. We had a couple of birthdays over there at International Poetry Horror, so I just left them a message. Carlos, who's been huge in regards to recruiting members for the International Poetry Horror group, and then I left him a review on his Amazon website in regards to his book, um, which is phenomenal. It's just beautiful. And he's in my playlist actually, um, for his book. She sings the blues. I'd have to, let me see here. I'll put a little asterisk or something there to see if I can make it in one of the top list for you all to be able to listen to it. And then Danielle, I've spoken to her a few times this year as well. In regards to her book project, she's wanting to get. She's writing. She started finally the children's book series that she's wanting to work on. So getting things motivated and rolling in that aspect. Then I do have a meeting planned for International Poetry Horror Group. So if you are a poet and you would like to join the group going on in the future, I leave the links on all of my lives or videos I've been doing here lately. We'd love to have you. We do have some questions. I have questions to ask you before you join the group. It is a private, closed group. So the information and things shared there, respectfully, unless otherwise discussed, we would like it to stay there. Yes, indeed. One last book. Oh, all those questions I asked regarding relationships and everything, by the time I got finished listening to Selkis and a few other people, all them questions were answered. Okay? Let's see. She talked about, I talked in the beginning, I played the video in regards to purpose, knowing what you're supposed to be doing, deciphering through the madness. I recommend this book. I also recommend one called, let's see, it's on my phone. Just a minute. Selkis Ray has books as well. I've read several of her books too. I read The Ugly Girl Survival Guide. And then she had, let's see here. And as you can tell, I use my books, honey. Yes, I write all kind of notes. Valerie said, this is how a book is supposed to look. And it's hand signed by her. Most of my books are hand signed by her. When I went to Miami, Florida in because I got to know her right after right after Selkis, doing my Selkis Ray interview, right after meeting J.L. King, I went to a full moon party, new moon, with one of my sister friends. And she introduced me to Valerie Love. Her Course in Miracles course starts back after January. Let's see. So I told, while I'm waiting to pull her up to let you know with other books, I told JL what happened at the job. He said, pretty much, send me this and we're going to settle. So he knocked the price down. I'm thankful, grateful for my blessing. One moment, please. Thank you for your patience. By the way, while I'm waiting for Amazon to come up so I can bring up her page, um, I have to let her know I was not quite doing it through the website, so I don't know what's going on with the link. Oh, it had to reconnect. Amazon me about to be best. Um, the original copies for these, while I'm bringing up her information, you'll be able to find them on my Etsy Delcia Secrets Arts page. That's the last copy before I got it published. Here we go. She's got a lot of books, but I've got the Decode Yourself one, Magical Prayers for the Christian Witch, Spellcrafting for the Christian Witch. That Magical Prayers book, honey, you need that in your life. The Bible is nothing but spell casting. It puts them words together. Very nice. 40 Money Mantras. She has changed the cover on that one. 40 Money Spells. This one I keep on my a PDF in my email. 13 Signs You're a Witch. Dark Night of the Soul. Why You're Stuck. Oh, I wonder what she did. Oh, there we go. She combined her spiritual badassery book and put a few books together. No Excuses Manifesto. And I bought one year for Christmas presents and gave them out. God is in love with you. Allow God's love to manifest in your life today. So those are the ones I have in my book collection. Some are here with me, and some are in Norcross, Georgia, in my storage unit at Public Storage. But these I keep on me. All right, I wanted to let y'all know what's going on. I hope your new year is off to a great start. I'm going to get ready and head to a couple of places to party and celebrate the new year. Harold Hardy is having a comedy show in reunion. I'm going to do these pictures, and then I'm going to bust a move. And then Asia Brown, who's also in my International Poetry Hope group, she's an event organizer. She hosts a lot of events here in Indianapolis. And I believe she has 3 shows or events planned tomorrow. One of the events is at Illusions Bar and Nightclub. That's the one I'm going to be going to. And that starts at 12.
The library will be closing in 15 minutes. Public computers will shut down automatically 5 minutes before closing.
So that's from...
If you have any materials to be checked out, please take them to the circulation desk at this time. If you need assistance finding materials, please come to the information desk.
I'm at my favorite place. I'm at one of them. I'm at the library. One of my favorite places. Somebody left a comment the other day. They said the library. Yes, honey. It is so peaceful and productive at the library. Yes. So, it's tomorrow. It's off of 86th and Michigan Road. And it's from 12 to 5 o'clock. I probably won't stay for the entire event, but I at least will be in the house. And I think it is appropriate that I start my New Year's off at a place called Illusions. Ain't it great? I thank you for tuning in, loves. Thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for the newbies. Thank you for those who have stuck by me all the way. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you for those who have left comments to let me know what you have liked thus far. And I'm going to, of course, drop my links down there so you can stay in touch. I did talk to somebody to work on my websites, but they have not gotten back in touch with me today. So maybe we'll catch up on another day. Yes. All right. Mwah. Much love and joy.